Hello guys and welcome to a brand new video. Today I'm here with Sousou no Frieren episode number 5 reaction. Alright, the previous four episodes came out at the same time, were a great introduction to this series. It is a story about an elf, and elves in this world lives for thousands of years, and her, going and experiencing an adventure with her human friends, not understanding what the essence of time is for shorter lived creatures, and later on regretting not being able to getting to know the people that she went with, and retracing back her steps to get to know these experiences, get to know more about them, even though a few of them are dead. And yeah, so that's basically the story of Frieren. And we met the main characters, that is the hero party. Himmel was the one who was the biggest influence on her. Not only that, there's a few others: the priest, Heater, and Isen, the dwarf, and like stuff like that. And yeah, so she's now on her journey, and she has like a person who's accompanying her. You could call her disciple, who is Fern, and she was someone who Heater was taking care of. And before Heater breathed his last, he gave Frieren the responsibility of her. And yeah, and now she's on her journey together with her. We went through a few of the adventures, and we are seeing how both of them, like, they're bonding, they're getting to know each other. Frieren is trying to understand Fern and her way of looking at the world, because she's a human unlike her, and she's trying to understand and empathize with people that she never did, she never tried to do before, she never tried to empathize before. So she's trying to, like, understand and get a better understanding of what human beings are, and for them what time is. So yeah, anyways, let us get started then. Episode number 5. I'll be putting subtitles and the timer here. Sync it whichever is your preference, and let's begin. Right, here's the countdown. 3, 2, 1, go. Aureole. Oh yeah, Flamel, her master, the great mage Flamel. Hmm. Now they're off to the demon lords. Yeah. Yep. Hmm. It's like a mere 10 years. Yeah. A mere 10 years. Yep. Hmm. That's not our relationship. Yeah. But for her, yeah. Crazy. Like, blink of an eye for her. She has a. Wow. Yeah, that is true. That is true. And now she has a disciple following her. Hmm. What? Half? How old is she? Oh, yeah, okay. That makes sense because half, okay, yeah, makes sense. Wow, I just read the subtitles for the song. That's crazy. That's literally Frieren's story. Okay, Phantoms of the Dead. Oh. Or else? Oh god. Yeah, well, that'll be not good. Oh. 28 years after the death of Himmelden. Okay, how old is Fern then? Now, I have no clue. Probably 17 or something. 16, 17. Why? Okay. Ghosts? What? Okay. Hmm. Who's, yeah, who's the one who saw them? Hmm. Oh, interesting. So, yeah, it feels like some kind of a, I don't know, like an illusion or something. Okay. Yeah. It feels like a, yeah, a hypnosis or an illusion kind of thing. Or maybe that, yeah. Hmm. Hmm. Unlike you, I'm a good girl. Hmm. Hmm. Okay. Hmm. What? Ah. I knew it. I'll tell you the reasons in the discussion section why I thought it was illusion magic. Because otherwise, how would the some people see their loved ones? It doesn't make sense, like they're seeing their loved ones. That means it's an illusion. Okay. Yeah. Damn, Frieren is just jumping. Okay. Uh, so it's dangerous for the normal people. Hmm. Ooh, that's a good question. If nah, it's not gonna be that easy. Hmm. Yeah. Oh god, here we go. Perfect. Setting for a horror. Oh boy. Oh, here we go. It has begun. Oh, okay, this is not good. He's saying obviously because it's her illusion. She's seeing the illusion. That's why he's saying these type of things. Hmm. Okay, I'm guessing Frieren cannot. Can she see the same illusion? Up there we go, Himmel. Hmm. Hmm. Oh my god, yo, calm down. She just wiped the whole forest clean. Oh, there you go. There's a. Well, that takes care of that. Hmm. I'm guessing. In order, yeah. Okay. So, like I'm guessing, Frieren wasn't able to see Heiter because it was her illusion. That's why she was able to see it. 28 years. Regal Canyon. Oh. Whoa. Okay. Is there eggs over there? Oh no. Hmm. They love treasures. Ah, I see. Solar. Take it out just like that. I guess they fought like a demon. They fought a sealed demon, so this is a. Wait, was that it? Okay, no, there you go. Well, because it's a dragon, it has strong scales. Let's the Joestar family secret technique. Oh god, run. Oh my god. Yeah. Yeah. Eventually. She's like, carry me, please. I cannot move. Oh boy. What? Oh. Dark. Oh, is that kid from the opening? Oh. His apprentice? Okay. But then why is he in a different village? Okay. Well, the dragon was minding its own business, so you guys are the one who poked it. Oh god. I remember. Oh my god. Oh god. Yeah, seeing underneath. I guess. Oh, Sama. Wait, why Sama? Is he like a rich boy or something? Oh. Ah. That's why they call him Sama because he's like a fighter. He protects them. Wow. Okay, so ah, interesting. Hmm. Yeah. Hmm. Well, I'm pretty sure Frieren has a good idea. Oh, Shadow Dragon, the one's claw she had. I'm guessing Isen told him a lot about Frieren. Yeah, furious. Yeah, I was wondering. Yeah, it was actually minding its own business. So, yep. I feel like he doesn't want to defeat the dragon for I don't know. Let's see, or maybe not. Is that a golem? Excuse me. Hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so he does want to defeat it. Okay. I thought he was not fighting it for a reason or something. Only 30 seconds. Well, wait, then how? Wait, then how did he? Oh my god. Wait, but then why did the dragon leave then? It makes sense. Why did the dragon leave then? Wait, he's like a king from One Punch Man. Wow. Really? Okay. Come on, let's go. Okay. Yeah. Hmm. Well, yeah, kind and cowardly aren't really, opposites. And she also ran while the dragon chased her. So, yeah, I was thinking maybe because the hair color of Stark is like the same for the dragon. Maybe that's why it didn't attack him or something. I don't know. Oh, is he training? Ah, he's training. Oh, is he the one who broke that? I. That's why I think Frieren was like like touching the that thing, the little passageway. Is he the one who broke it or something while training? That's only one who ran. Hmm. Hmm. And that's why he came and tried to protect the village. He didn't want to run away again. There you go. I knew it. He was the one who broke that thing. Yeah, and that's why Frieden like touched it. Yeah. Hmm. Okay. Hmm. That was this episode. Okay. Here in this episode, we get to meet a new character, Stark, and he is the disciple of Isen. Okay, so this episode was divided into two parts. The first part was the whole forest, the forest of the ghost part, and then the next part was them trying to find Stark. So where I just one thing I realized, this is like a like this story reminds me of another not story, sorry, this anime reminds me of another anime style, another anime that followed like a similar style. If you guys have seen Kino's Journey, like Kino's Journey kind of follows like a very similar style to this, where there's like a like it's kind of continuing, but at the same time it's like broken up into like two, like like different stories, short little stories, and every story is kind of like a, I guess you could say, like a unique adventure. So it's something like that here. Like in the first part we get to see Frieren in like that whole like ghost, like like that situation, while in the next part we get to see like this. And sometimes important stuff happen, like for example we will be recruiting Stark. I'm guessing that will continue in the next episode as well. So like these important things will happen now and then, and we'll like switch back to like a journey. And I guess it kind of makes sense because both Kino's Journey and like Frieren, both of them have a similar theme, is that a character on a journey, and like a character and his or her friends on a journey. Here is Frieren. In Kino's Journey it was Kino and her motorcycle. So something like that. It kind of makes sense because every like episode they'll go, since they're in a journey, they'll go come across different towns, different places where there's like something new is happening, and they're going to like experience it, solve it, and then move on to the next place where another new thing is happening. While obviously they do have like an end goal, but the journey is something new every day, which is like this is like a like a storytelling style that I personally really like, because like it's as if we're going on a new adventure in every single episode. We're going to a different place, we're meeting different people, we're tackling different problems, and we're solving different problems, which I don't know, it gives me a sense of adventure, and I really like this style of storytelling. And whenever a story is something like this, it's pretty entertaining because it's guaranteed that every single episode you'll probably experience something new. Usually what animes, like the style that animes go through is like we have like a setting and we're like usually in one place and we know what we're going to go through. However, these type of stories where it's like a journey, it's like this: we go to a different place, tackle a different situation with a different problem, solve it, and move on to another new place with some recurring characters. And now and then we get some important things happening which are kind of merged into that journey, and it's like a smooth experience. And then obviously there's an end goal though, but up until we go to that end goal, there's different journeys and different experiences. I like that style. It gives a sense, like a sense of an adventure, and like it's a bit different from the normal way all the other animes go, where it's like one setting. Here there's no such setting. It's just them on a journey and experiencing new things. So yeah, I really like that. Okay, now so this episode, like I said, was the first part was basically the whole ghost part, and the next part was the whole Stark situation. The first part, I kind of realized immediately that the ghosts are involved with illusions, because like they kind of mentioned that anyone who goes to the forest sees their loved ones as who have passed away, and they're ghosts. So that kind of like made me think. I'm like, wait a minute, so whoever goes to the forest sees their loved ones, which would mean it's not particularly a ghost, I would say, but it's probably something that is making them hallucinate and see illusions, and that is why it is exactly their loved ones that are coming up. You know, like it kind of made sense to me, and that's why I was like, oh, it must be some kind of an illusion or hypnotism. So there you go. Yeah, it was an illusion. It like like it makes sense, and Frieren was also able to guess that. And yeah, even though Fern was like, oh, I'll take care of it, I won't have any problem. When Hyder came in front of him, she got a little bit startled, and she realized how difficult it is. Yeah, and but by the end of it, it worked out. And then there was the final, like the second half, where we get to meet Stark, and Stark's situation is interesting. And as we get to know him, we realize that like I called him like I kind of said that, oh, he reminds me of he's kind of like King from One Punch Man. If you've seen One Punch Man, you'll know. However, I would like to kind of, I guess you could say, modify the statement. He's not exactly like King, but he's a bit different. So his situation is, yeah, he's definitely a coward. But since he's a coward, Asen took him in and taught him everything. And he's also training every single night. That means that he is a coward. However, him being a coward doesn't mean that he's incapable. He's strong because obviously Asen taught him a lot of things. And he's training every night. He's strong, but he's still a coward. And that is why he kind of mentioned that I went in front of the dragon and just froze. I wasn't able to do anything. So the reason why he went and stopped the dragon, came in front of the dragon, is because he never wanted to run away again. And that's why he did this. And even though he had the conviction to come and stand in front of a dragon to protect someone, his fear from the inside like stopped him. So that's why he got frozen over there. So it is, I guess you could say that, yeah, he is strong, but I feel like, like he will need to overcome this to, to actually show results of his training. Yeah, he's strong. He might be like, training every night. But if his fear wins every time, it'll be a problem in difficult situations. His fear might actually prevent him from doing anything, just like with the dragon. But at the end of but if you think about it, it was a dragon. So yeah, a dragon is a crazy creature. It's like big, strong, and it's just so I'm sure it is pretty normal to get frozen and scared in front of a dragon like that. So I don't think it was something, it's pretty normal to act like that in front of a dragon. Even Fern ran and at the top of her life, like when the dragon started chasing her. So I don't think it's it's something very cowardly, because everyone facing a dragon for the first time would have acted like that. So I don't think that is cowardly at that point of time, at least. But sure, he will need to be a little bit more courageous. Otherwise, his strength that he has cultivated for so long, it isn't going to help. You get scared stiff in front of your enemy. How much strong you are, it doesn't matter. You're going to get defeated. So yeah, and that is something that obviously he'll need to overcome. And I'm sure that Frieren and Friend could help him overcome that, or I don't know. Let's see. And I'm pretty sure if he faces the dragon alongside them, he will become very brave. Like if he faces the dragon and overcomes it, he'll become extremely brave, and he'll be able to brush off his cowardice. And yeah, because you're facing a dragon, like if you're able to survive that, you're going to get an immense confidence boost, and you'll be like, yeah, I'm not afraid anymore. So I feel like this is going to help him get out of this, and be more proactive. Okay, so that was this episode. A great episode as always. It ended in in a continued to be continued section. So next video, next episode, we will be continuing with that part of story. So yeah, all right. So that was this episode. Let me talk about it scene by scene. So yeah, the first part of this episode, we get to see Frieren, go and start her new journey alongside Fern to the demon place, the place where the Demon King is, and with the end goal being Aureole. And this part was really really well, like, done, I feel like, because here, when Frieren was like, oh, a mere 10 years, and she kind of recollects that, not she, sorry, Asen kind of thinks about the past, and he's like, oh, I remember you said something like this before as well. What did you say? Mere, like, 1/100th of your lifespan, and Freeman was like, wait, I said something like that, didn't I? And he's like, yeah. And like, in the end, he's like, how funny you said. Oh, no, he said that, oh, you've changed. And Freeman is like, how? And he's like, oh, because that mere 1/100th of your lifespan was able to change you. And it actually struck Frieren over there. She actually thought, and I was like, yeah, you know what? You're actually right. And that's exactly, like, like that mere 1/100th of a life, which she thought that it's not a big deal. That small amount of lifetime was able to change her so much. And the same person who says something like, oh, I won't take a disciple, they'll just die anyways, so what's the point? She she has a disciple now, and she is retracing the journey that the hero party went through. The same hero party that she thought was a mere 100th part of her lifespan. Who she thought was just a small little, like, insignificant happening in her vast life. What she thought like this, that mere 100th of a lifespan had made her become completely opposite to who she was. She said that she would never take a disciple. She has a disciple now. She said that, like, it doesn't matter, like, the time they spend together, it isn't a big deal because it's so less amount of time. I didn't even know you guys. That's what she said. And now this is the same person who's retracing back her steps to try to understand them, since she wasn't able to understand them while they were alive. I'm talking about Himal, obviously. So, yeah, and Aizen is correct, 100% correct. That's crazy. And that mere 100th of her lifetime was able to change her in such an immense way. And yeah, and Frieren kind of thinks about it for a moment, and she's like off on her way. Yeah. So there you go. Now, next we get to see a little bit of a recollection Fern is having. Was thinking about the time when Heater was alive, and Heater said something like, oh, like, listen to Frieren, stuff like that. And he's like, oh, if you don't listen to her, I'm going to come to you and I'm going to haunt you after my death. And Fern is like, oh, then if I am a bad girl, you'll come and meet me even after you die. And Heater's like, oh, well, you've gotten quite clever, haven't you? Okay, I take back my words. If you're a good person, I'll come to you. And that became like a very, I guess you could say, a very important memory of Fern, and she remembers it. And she was like seeing this in her dream, and she wakes up to see like Frieren is beside her, and they are like, they've like reached like a small little town. So okay, so they were like moving through the town, and there was like people telling them that, oh, you're going to the mountain pass, don't go there, there's like ghosts over there who comes out. And apparently the loved ones of the people, they are the ones who comes. And obviously Frieren has a lot of questions. She's like, how did you know that? Is it just merely rumors, or do you know people who went through this and that? So they start gathering more information about this, and finally they come across a few of the points that the villagers and the townspeople tells them. So basically it is the loved one of the person who has passed on. They're the ones who comes, and they're in the same way that they have died, like the final, like, like the way that you see them before they're dead, they're like that exactly. But that's why, if there was like a little scene where we see a little kid. So since I'm guessing the kid died at a very young age, she's just like that, which makes sense, obviously. Okay, so Frieren says, and here I was like, yeah, this seems like some kind of an illusion. Otherwise, why would the particularly the loved ones of the people going to come in front of them? It kind of doesn't make sense, you know. Like, why not someone else? Why only particularly the loved? But that's why I was like, yeah, it's probably an illusion, because if it's an illusion and the whoever's making this illusion is messing with the person's brain, obviously it makes sense, you know. Like, you know, if you've seen like a Harry Potter, there was like a part with the, I think it was chapter 3 or something, you know, the movie 3, or was it 2, the whole Dementor part, where they said something like, whatever person or whatever creature you fear the most, the Dementor will take that form, you know. It's kind of like that, you know, since it's all in their head, you know, whichever person you love the most is going to come in front of you here in this situation. So yeah, and that's why I was like, yeah, it's probably an illusion or hypnosis. Someone's hypnotizing them, or it's like an illusion. And I obviously I'm guessing Frieren also was able to like realize this. So she is like, I have an idea. I doubt this is like a work for the undead, because if it was the work for an undead, it would be like skeletons or zombies and stuff. It's none of that is happening. It's ghosts. So yeah, I have an idea. So they go up and they're like, and Frieren is like, one thing we can do is just leave the first thing in the morning. You know, we don't need to mess with this, you know. But Fern is like, oh no, I think, you know, like, we can, like, unlike you, I'm a good girl, I want to help them. And Fern is like, yeah, sure, you know, if you say so, you know, I'll come with you. So yeah, in the morning next day, Frieren gives her theory to Fern. She says, I read in a book on magical ecology that there is a monster. Oh no, Fern says this, that uses illusions to lure their prey. And Fern's like, exactly, that is what is happening here. The Einsam. And even among monsters of its type, it is a especially crafty and greedy monster that consumes only human. It shows people's phantoms of the dead to lure them in. Does that really work? Illusions of the people very dear to them. So yeah, it obviously works. So at first Fern is like, oh, you know, I'll be fine. You know, like I can discriminate between reality and illusions. And Frieren is like, yeah, then everything is good then. You know, all we have to do is use offensive magic, and it'll work out. So if you see some, you know, your loved one, you have to do it. And at first Fern was like, yeah, it's fine. You know, I can do it. But then as they go in, and Fern sees Heiter behind her. And she's like, okay, I can do this. And she tries to do it, but Heiter is like, oh, I finally came. You were a good girl, so I came to meet you. Obviously, Fern gets bewildered here, because this is something that she and Heiter had a conversation before. So obviously it bewildered her, because for a moment she was like, how did this ghost know about it? Is it really him? You know, it kind of plays with your mind like that. But then she quickly realizes that, oh no, the monster is using my memories against me. So it's just a trick. And even though she realizes that, she cannot really like use the spell, but you know, in front of Frieren comes Himmel. So Frieren said that previously it was her master who came in front of her. Flammel, yeah. But this time it is Himmel. So she's like, oh, I myself have changed, haven't I? So yeah. Now Frieren just blasts the whole thing, and Himmel's ghost was like, shoot, you know, shoot, Frieren. Frieren's like, yeah, that is exactly what she would say. And she shoots like the whole forest out, almost. And taking that opportunity, Fern also defeats Heiter's ghost. So yeah, she's like, it was Heiter, you know, like, they were using my memories against me. And yeah, and Frieren's like, yeah, so next time let us see the original Heiter. Obviously, if they reach Oriole, Heiter will also be there, so Fern can have a conversation with him as well. Okay, that was the first part. And then comes the next part, where they are off in like, you know, like a little town again. And here they come across a dragon, a red-scaled dragon sleeping, and in his nest is a grimoire. And this is the grimoire that Frieren wants. it's a solar dragon, and Frieren is like, I need that. So they try to kind of, like attack it, but it doesn't work. Ultimately, the dragon is too strong, and like, the scales are like tough. I love how the first thing that Frieren does is like, Frieren is like, okay, magic is not working. There's only one thing we can do: run. And she just immediately looks the other way and just starts walking quickly away. Frieren is like, wait, what? We're supposed to run? And then the dragon comes up and attacks them, and Frieren like runs runs at the top of her, like speed. And yeah, and Frieren is just standing outside, and she's like, oh, it's gone, finally. While Fern is dying almost, like panting and just traumatized. Oh my god. So Frieren is like, okay, you know what? If we continue this multiple times, we can defeat it. Fern is like, please don't. I cannot take it. And then Frieren is like, alright then. Then the second plan, that is like getting a new party member. So she had a conversation with Aizen before, and Aizen told her that he has a disciple, and he's in like this place. So at first they don't really show much over here. This scene, it kind of abruptly ends, and we get to know more later on. So what happens here is like we continue on the journey, and this guy's name is Stark, and like Frieren and Fern are inside the little town, and they meet a lady who's like, oh, are you looking for Stark-sama? And she's like, come with me. And she tells how like Stark protected them from the dragon attack, and that's why the dragon doesn't attack them nowadays. Now it's kind of interesting. I myself do wonder why the dragon didn't attack them, because at first, it seemed like, oh, it was because Stark was there protecting them that the dragon ran away. Probably not, because Stark was frozen stiff, scared, as we get to know later. So now the question comes again: why did the dragon leave? And why is the dragon not attacking them? That's what my question is. I said some kind of a stupid, I made like a stupid prediction that maybe because Stark's hair color and the dress color is red, maybe that's why it didn't attack him. I'm pretty sure that's not the case, but I don't know. I just thought maybe it would be like a very stupid reason if that was why this dragon didn't attack them. Because Stark's hair color is red, like the dress he was wearing was also red. And the dragon was like, well, like, what the hell? Like, this guy has the same color as me. I shouldn't attack, or something like that, maybe. I don't know. I said something like that. I doubt that was the reason. So I'm trying to think what might be the reason that the dragon, like, not only the dragon left, but the dragon actually doesn't come back. That is the weirder part. Like, I can understand the dragon being tired and the dragon thinking like, you know what, screw this, let me just leave. So I can understand that. However, the one part that is kind of mysterious here is, why has it not come back again? It's as if it is keeping a distance from the village. Why? After seeing Stark, what reason? That's the question, yeah, and that's the weirder part here. So let's wait for the next episode. Maybe we'll get an answer. Either way, they come and come in front of Stark, and Stark is just there. And when they showed the little, like, the broken, like, rocks over there, I kind of thought that maybe later on, like, maybe he's the one who did that. Maybe he's training or something. And yeah, it turns out it was actually that. That's exactly what happened. Anyway, so Stark is just sitting there. I love this part where at the beginning Stark is like acting so cool. He's like, oh, you guys, maybe my master, my master told you I'll be here. And he's like, what do you want? And then Frieren and Fern was like, oh, we want your help to defeat the dragon. And he's like, okay, like, maybe I'll help you guys out. Then what? Then what will you do? I don't want to go back to my master. Is my master angry? No, I don't want to go back. And then Frieren is like, oh no, we want you to join us, like in our party. We can do with a person, like fighting. And when he realizes that his master sent him here, he tells everyone else to leave, and he's like privately talking to these two. And Frieren asks him the big question, Stark, if you were the one who glared at the dragon and made it run away, why have you still not defeated it? And he's like, oh, because, oh no, first he ignores the question completely. And then he's like, oh, what do you want with me? And then, Frieren's like, oh, we want you to join us as a frontliner. And then he's like, oh, it's a solar dragon. Like it shouldn't really be fought that easily. Frieren says that Frieren says that I want like a grimoire. I'm just trying to collect magic spells. And okay, I just remember something. She kind of said, I think before, or was it after this part? Like when Fern asks, like, oh, what type of magic spell is it? And she's like, oh, it's a magic spell of looking underneath the dress. And she's like, yeah, obviously it's not really yeah, it can be used inappropriately, but at the same time it's very useful for like seeing if there's like a hidden weapon or something. Anyways, so, and he Stark kind of shows them the thing, the burn mark or something in his head, and it's like it's not that much of a serious injury. Yeah, okay, so all these things happen. Okay. After hearing everything that Frieren has to say, Stark is like, oh, this is just, this is weird. Your reasoning is weird, but I don't mind joining your party. My master told you to take me with him, didn't? But I need to deal with the solar dragon first. And he's like, Frieren, you can defeat it, can't you? And he's like, oh, she's like, yeah, I can, but you'll have to delay it for 30 seconds. And he's like, oh, 30 seconds. Can't you guys do it as well? Like we have Fern here. I'm like, can't she delay it for 30 seconds? And then he's like, will I really have to do it? And when Frieren asks how much experience do you have fighting monsters, he's like, I cannot fight. I was so scared. The dragon suddenly came and I just froze in front of the dragon. I couldn't do anything, and everyone then started applauding me and saying I was a hero or something, and started feeding me, and I just went along with it. And now I don't know what to do. I'm scared every day that the dragon is going to attack us, and I won't be able to do anything. So help me out, please. And he's just and Frieren is like, this guy, like he's a scammer. Oh god. Anyways, we see Frieren still says that I know you can do it. And she kind of goes and touches the rocks. And I was like, okay, I feel like he's probably hitting the rocks and training over there. And that's why he's the one who probably made that rock crevice. And yeah, that's exactly what we get to know later. When Frieren goes back and everyone's like, oh, do you meet Stark Sama and everything? And Frieren is like, oh, Stark is pretty popular here. And Frieren is like, I don't understand why. He's just, and then Frieren is like, okay, you know what? There's a noise going on, and after eating, when they're outside, she's like, you go and see what's going on. I'm sure you'll see him in a new light. I'm just gonna go to sleep, because obviously Frieren knew what was going on, because she realized after seeing the rock that he's training over there. So Frieren is like, okay, so she goes. Okay, before that scene, we get to hear the rest of the story from Aisen's mouth. Aisen told Frieren that this is the one kid who survived the dragon attack, and he's a person who ran. So you can call him a coward, but he reminded me of myself, like, because I was like the same, and that's why I decided to teach everything I know. So here's the thing. Like I said, he is a coward. However, he's a capable coward. You know. So all he needs to do is face his fears. Then he'll be crazy good because he has acquired the power and the strength and the training from Einstein, and he's pretty strong now. He has broken that whole rock into like a whole, So the only thing that is going to go against him in this situation is his bravery. If he freezes in front of the enemies, it doesn't matter how strong he is. So that is what he needs to overcome here. So, like that is the only problem I guess you could say that he has. And yeah, he needs to overcome it. So Frieren knows like this situation. That's why she was like, "Oh, you go and see Fern." And Fern goes and sees him, hitting the rock and like making like a crevice. And Fern is like, "Oh, you are the one who did this. It's a result of your training every night." And that's where it ended. So yeah, next episode, let's see what happens, how they defeat the dragon, or what they do. Let's see. So that is it. That's my reaction to episode number 5. Yeah, episode number 5 of Sousou no Frieren. If you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to press the like button and subscribe if you're new to the channel, or you haven't subscribed. Comment down below anything you want to say, anything you want to let me know. I'll check them out. And yeah, so that is it. Thanks for watching, guys, and I will see you guys next week with another episode of Sousou no Frieren. Until then, goodbye and have a nice day.